And welcome back, everybody. Long overdue. The podcast is back. You can probably tell by the amount of topics we have that are good that there's stuff to talk about, believe it or not. I know, I am as shocked as everybody. So
it's only been 2 months.
I know, right? So luckily, hopefully this is going to be the new streak, because it sounds like it is due to some of the stuff we're going to talk about. But before we get there, as always, we are back on doing the audio commentaries for the members. Loki Season 2, Episode 1 is out. The rest will be following, and then there's just additional content we drop through there, whenever, sometimes like side topics and whatever. But before we get to any more of that, we got me here, and I am joined by Mitch, who's also here, I assume.
Me here as well.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about the stuffs and the things. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, I'm not going to lie. A lot. Good stuff, too.
It's a decent show.
Yeah, let's see if there's anything that just might be worth talking about before we get to it. Marvel Spider-Man 2 is coming at us in, like, literally, as we record this, 2 weeks from today. So...
yeah, it is, yeah. I still haven't pre-ordered it, though. I probably won't, to be fair. But...
so, I like to get some of the statues and stuff, but this is the first game where I looked at it and I was like, you know what? I'm buying no statue. I don't need a physical. I don't care. Just give me my game, man. That's all I want.
Yeah. I say the statue. Yeah, you looked at it, and the first thing you could tell was it's gonna snap because that webbing's thin for miles, right?
And it looks like
that's
that.
right.
Yeah. It's but hey, I mean, with that, like you say that, it's like I don't know. Is it going to be built out of like that PVC thing they use for some of the other statues? Like,
I mean, it's a video game edition statue. It's going to be cheap and horrible.
Yeah. It's probably
like IGN had that video of it. It's a massive hole in Venom's ass. Like, yeah, that stuff's cheap. Like, no, thank you. No, thank you. Especially not for that price. Like, Jesus.
Yeah. But hey, also, I guess Ricardo is here. He's not fighting Megatron anymore.
No, I won.
I don't believe that.
I turned on the remote. I'm like, hey man, this is how I end you, and that was it.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Yeah. So I guess without further ado, that does mean we can actually get to the show, and let's not waste time because we do have a show we can get to. So let's jump on to the first. We got some updates in regards to the writers and the actor strike. So, Mitch, do you want to handle this one and the introduction of this topic?
Not particularly, no.
Okay, perfect. All right, topic number 2. That's what I was hoping. Breezy show.
No, it's over now, so I can act like I don't care, like everyone else. But yeah, the writers seem to have gotten everything that they wanted, or at least close enough to everything they wanted. I think stuff like the minimum staffing on writers' room isn't as much as they wanted, but it's
okay. So can we quickly talk about that? Because I was under the impression for years now. Oh yeah, the writers' room. You got to have at least 2 to 6, and that's how it used to be back in the day. I was not in the know that sometimes they'd be like, yeah, we got like 1 writer in there. Don't worry about it. It's like, what?
Yeah,
that's kind of wild.
Yeah, that's studios for you.
Yeah.
How can we pay less money? We don't need 6 writers. Who needs 6 writers?
That's how Dave Filoni did on Ahsoka, right? He says, everybody get out. It's just me.
Yeah.
In fairness, sometimes 1 writer is not a bad thing.
Yeah, because sometimes 1 writer, I feel like it's a good debate. Like sometimes, for example, like a mini series, I would rather have 1 writer to have a good consistency. A writer.
I think minimum 2, because you don't want just the 1 and then you run with that. You want to bounce it off of someone, because then having more ideas can usually leads to.
It's kind of like Mandalorian, right? Because look at like Mandalorian, like. Almost every episode is written by different people, and you'd be like, "Oh, why this episode sucks?
Yeah,
what happened?"
Mandalorian's never had a bad episode. Shut your mouth.
No, you're thinking of Book of Boba Fett, which had 2 Mando episodes, but the rest of that series was awful. So
the best thing to come out of that series is my hot toy of Boba Fett.
That's true. That is true. That's literally the best.
Yeah, they never announced the Rancor, and I'm sad about it. Not that I'd get it, but
dude, my God, that thing would be massive.
It was only a baby one. It would still be like a meter tall, but it was only.
Yeah. Oh man, but okay. So the writers, they seem to be getting what they want. Now the actors, that's the next one. That's the next one.
But the actors one's moving quite quick. Because they went from not having a date for a negotiation to suddenly negotiating over the weekend.
Uh-huh.
Which I think was last weekend. It's this weekend. It's one of the two.
They seem to be going down the route that we're going to get this over with quickly. Because from what we've seen right now, pretty much anything that was slated to shoot now and come out end of next year, it's not happening. Like...
No.
It is...
24 is going to be dry.
Yeah, it is.
Apart from you're going to get House of Dragons and RIP anyone who actually likes that first season.
Yeah.
All 6 of you.
It's going to be...
it's going to be worse.
Hard going next year for a lot of things. It's... whatever happens, though, I think it's just good that they're at least working, trying to get things sorted. And, like, make no mistake about it, we're going to get content. Sony's going to shoot and post-produce and put out Venom in 6 months if they be damned. Like, they will...
Yeah.
They will get that done, but other things...
Also, the key thing with the writers as well is the AI protections.
Yeah, yep.
Like, they actually won on that entire front. Like, AI can still be used in writing a script, but the studio can't mandate it. If the studio does have an AI thing, they have to declare it's AI. Mm-hmm. It can't be classed as a source material or like any literary works. So it's not copyright or anything. Like, if a writer wants to use AI, they are more than welcome to, but it's not mandatory. They can't be replaced. Writers have a job, basically.
Yeah.
And residuals as well. They won on residuals.
Or
at least it seems like they won on residuals.
It all makes sense.
And they get to know they get to know like the analytics of like shows on how popular or what numbers they're bringing in.
I think that's only the heads of the guilds that get to know the numbers. They can't actually properly disclose anything.
No, I think that was in the recent contract, right?
I don't think every writer is going to know the exact number. I think it's only going to be the heads of the guilds, and the heads of the guilds have to present that to them in a certain form.
Mm-hmm.
And then no one can just outright tell you what the numbers are for NDA reasons.
Yeah,
but it's stupid, It was 148 days.
Yeah,
that strike. It's like the second longest one they've ever had. Yet the studios bent over in the end.
And that's the thing. What did the studios think they were going to do with that one, or the actors? Like you're not going to hold out, because the moment you pull a Zaslav, where a month into it you're like, I made $100 million. This strike is great. It's like everybody was like, yeah, because you just put out a big hit film as it started. What's going to happen 3 months? And then their last investors call, he's like, we lost $500 million. Pray for us. It's like, you idiot. Like,
I can't afford my 12th yacht. My fleet.
You think Bob Iger got threatened by Kevin Feige? He was like, look, Secret War is going to happen one way or another, old man.
I'm going to put out something so bad during this strike. You're going to wish you had right.
Oh, man. It's been a ride with these companies and places.
So hopefully the actors get the replication protections.
Yeah.
Because I think it was Brian Cox. He came out here. He's like, they offering you like $50 for a one-time payment, and they can use your likeness for whatever you want. It's just like, how?
What? Yeah.
Like, only a billionaire would be like, $50. That's a lot. You can go buy a carton of milk.
No. Remember,
how crazy it is for the fact that for all the recent new background actors and or actors who already signed that contract, they're already kind of screwed already.
I was gonna say, because remember we found out that a bunch of the extras and people in Halloween costumes and stuff for WandaVision were all scanned, and that's it. It was like, wait, what? And then you kind of look at it, I
wonder if there's going to be a null and void on that.
I would hope so. Yeah,
I know a lot of at least the residual stuff, right? It's not an immediate effect. It's a case of as of October or November 2023, or whenever they. Because I don't think they've actually signed or voted for the agreement yet, but.
Yeah,
looking, because they haven't released all the details, but looking at what they have brought out, it's like I think it's kind of it's a W. It's what they want.
100%. Yeah. So again, we'll be talking more about this, especially when the actors one goes, because then we're going to start hearing about when productions are restarting, and that way, if you just look at a timetable, you'll kind of understand when things are coming. But as of right now, I would say the surefire thing is Deadpool is 100% moving to November. It's
Yeah.
And Cap is probably going to bump up to May because Cap has been in post-production. Literally, they finished shooting that film like the day before the strike. So, like, that one's golden.
Yeah. It's going to be a nice, quiet year next year, but...
Yeah, it is.
I assume there'll be a ton of news anyway.
Oh, yeah.
It's ramping back up.
So it's going to be like overabundance of news, but no content.
Yeah.
And then 2025 is going to be 2021 repeat where it's just too much.
Oh, God.
Amazing.
Get 13 Marvel movies in the year. Let's go.
17 of those will be all fucking Sony.
So the question is, like, the films that's already been done shooting and whatnot. Like, for example, like Dune. Dune was supposed to come out this year. Can't they just easily be like, "Oh, we lied about the pushback"?
I think they're waiting on the whole actors thing.
Yeah,
they've realised that. Which, to be honest, I was genuinely surprised that they even did this. The whole needing actors to promote something.
Yeah.
Because before this, for me, I'm like, no casual person watches all the actors talk about stuff. No one cares.
No. You think the Amish go on the internet? They don't care.
0.3 the population, sure. But I'm probably vastly underestimating how many Amish people there are in America. But you know, I was surprised that was the stance the studios took. It's like, well, crap, this one bad movie didn't make any money. Like, let's push everything back because you have no actors to promote.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but hey, it's interesting to see what's going on. So,
also hilarious that they actually caved in a month before they said they were going to try and starve the writers out.
The irony, right? The irony.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you're just projecting, were you? Okay, I see how it goes.
Yep. Well, I guess that'll be that for that topic. We'll obviously cover this more as we...
So pray for video games.
Pray for us having to talk about Secret Invasion. Why?
I suppose it is about...
Yeah.
This is the scraping the barrel that I did.
This is the one scrape the barrel topic, so you're admitting to this? This is your fault we're talking about Secret Invasion.
I mean, I put a sick topic in the chat. You could have quite easily swapped it out, but you kept it.
Yeah, well, I guess this is it. So let's talk about Secret Invasion. Specifically, let's talk about Gaia. Now, since nobody watched the show, should we explain who Gaia is?
Gaia was played by Emilia Clarke.
Who's Gaia, bro? I don't know what you're talking about.
Gaia is an original creation for the Secret War series made in 2024.
She is the Super Skrull, which
she's A because there was two.
Yeah, but let's talk about this for a second, because I went back and I was like, boy, those reshoot photos that we saw of Secret Invasion are like 8 months after its initial shoot. I was like, I wonder what those looked like. So I quickly just went back and looked. They reshot the third act of this thing completely.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
She was not going to be that at the end, like the new Captain Marvel or whatever. And they straight up reshot everything, and that's why it looks so disjointed and it comes out of left field and bad. So
you're telling me she wasn't supposed to have every DNA in the MCU?
No.
Drax's tattoos are in his DNA, don't you know?
What? I didn't know that.
Stupid.
I mean, Ebony Moore's rings are apparently also part of his DNA. So.
Seriously? Man.
At least the tattoos were attached.
This is I'm convinced this was the ending they had written by AI, and they just overlooked it. They're like, oh, we didn't really think about this.
Yeah, the poor guy who did the intro accidentally did the script and sent the wrong file.
They're like, go with this. Oh no, we shot it. What do we do? Well,
Which is bad, because if that was the case, then no one actually noticed the difference between what was written before and what was AI generated, and they just carried on.
I mean, was anything written besides a episode and then they recycled it 3 times and then 2 more times?
I mean, I assume at some point down the line on Google, someone typed in the 6 prompts they use for this show.
Scroll good.
They had to come from somewhere.
Scroll good, scroll bad, MCU show generate.
See, this is all because of the She-Hulk finale, right? It's actually a meta commentary on the Feige.
Wow, genius.
But yeah.
They put ChatGPT. Put Nick Fury in it. That's it.
Should we canonize Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? The ChatGPT broke. It literally, the first time it couldn't pull out a parameter, it was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
It was like, can you put Quake? Oh, Quaker Oats. Like, no.
Oh.
Quake from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. You know, Daisy, the Inhumans, it suddenly got an aneurysm and it just melted.
They like,
I was genuinely glad she wasn't actually in that show, though.
Yeah.
What a horrendous place to come back in.
Ricardo right now.
I bet they asked her, she saw the script and went, yeah, nah, that's
cut me out of this.
I ain't doing that. I'd rather do Powerpuff Girls. I ain't coming back with this.
Hold on, what the hell? What's even the... Oh, we're supposed to talk about Excalibur instead of just hating in Secret Invasion?
Yes.
Wow,
yes.
okay.
Wait, what?
What is this? I missed this piece of news, I guess.
Apparently, she's going to be leading a British team.
Oh.
Cool.
And I assume it's Excalibur. It's either going to be Excalibur or the Union.
Oh, okay.
So, because of course the British actors they had at the end talking to each other means British team.
Oh, so they're going to bring in, like, Union Jack, probably, or... You know.
Probably, yeah. You probably get that Captain Britain as well.
Ooh, Psylocke.
So Henry Cavill.
Psylocke, you could do Psylocke, yeah.
Henry Cavill. Come on.
Actually, would you do Psylocke though? At least Betsy Braddock, but I don't think.
Yeah, true.
The whole, I can never pronounce her name. Is it Quanon?
Yeah.
I was my brain goes QAnon. I'm like, no, it's not QAnon. No. Definitely not QAnon. Get away from that. Yeah. Yeah, definitely Betsy, I reckon.
Yeah.
And one of the 1,000 Union Jacks.
I mean, you can see kind of like the through line here and why this might make sense to them, right? Like why you kind of.
I wonder if this might have been an old idea though before, because we know they're slowing down. On, like, Disney Plus shows and stuff. Like, I wonder if this was the plan before. Like, we need like every team imaginable. Quick, do the Union or Excalibur. Though I assume Excalibur's going to come at some point because X-Men.
Yeah. I mean, you could probably do like the Union first, and that evolves into Excalibur by the end of it, right?
True.
Like,
You think Disney's going to allow any word the Union on their platform? Huh?
I mean, they might be a little bit salty. Give it a couple of years.
When we're not alive?
I mean, that's when Secret Wars is dropping.
When we're not alive.
Right.
Yeah.
We're going to train AI machines to host this podcast with us to just review Secret Wars when it's out, when we're inevitably all dead.
Wait, you're not already an AI?
Oh, God, I'm slipping. I'm blowing my cover by going too close to home. Oh, man. Secret Invasion was so garbage. God damn.
It really was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It had like 3 good scenes in it, and that's about it.
Hold up, let me think for a second. The train sequence when they're talking?
Yes, that was one of them.
That was one of them.
I had to think for a second, but yes, that was one of them. Yeah. Fury and his wife the first time.
Oh, Fury and his wife. Yeah.
And you might have to take my word for it. There's definitely a
third one, but I can't remember what it is. Would it be the credits rolling? Technically, that's the best scene in the series. Just
no, because I think didn't they have AI stuff in it?
Oh yeah. Well,
so it's automatically discounted.
Would it be the reveal of James Rhodes that proves everybody who's been saying they should make him a Skrull can't handle it?
I literally forgot about that.
Same. I genuinely
that's
forgot.
That's why I stopped watching the show. I remember now. That's why I stopped watching the show. That was so stupid.
The pain, the horror.
Can we
like,
just ignore
let's
Secret
bring in
Invasion
one
going
big
forward?
MCU character in the show,
So-
and let's make it Rhodes.
Look, I am convinced Secret Invasion will be brought up in the sense that next time we see Gaia, she's gonna be like, "So I got powers." And they're gonna be like, "Cool," and that's it. They're never gonna touch on it again.
30 seconds in Captain Marvel or the Marvels.
Yeah.
Just say, hey, I'm a Skrull. Okay.
Okay.
You guys Skrull.
High five. Get to the next plot point. Oh man, they're just gonna
And then nothing until Armor Wars.
I'm telling you,
Fight King.
like Nick Fury's gonna show up. He's gonna be like, "Guys, I brought backup, except she used her powers and it killed her because they were on a timer. Gaia died on the way to her home planet." All right.
Trust me, I did have someone.
Yeah, trust me. I stole all your powers somehow, including powers of characters I've never been interacted with, like Ghost. I don't know.
You'd be really
How
mad
does
at how
one get the
convenient it
powers
is.
of Steve Rogers and the Winter Soldier? Is that like 2 times Super Soldier?
Well, I mean,
Oh, she
half
got
of her
full
power
powers,
set
like,
is
3
just
times.
strength, isn't it? Like, what's Thanos' powers in the MCU? He's just really strong.
Oh man, what if she gets a butt chin?
Oh.
Like she's just gonna show up with the Thanos chin, be like, "Whoops."
I think she actually does get that in Secret Invasion.
Oh.
She gets the lines going like over the.
Oh
the
yeah,
top
yeah.
lip.
When she starts doing,
Yeah.
oh man,
Yeah.
oh.
Because that, that was the only defining trait of Thanos that was recognizable.
Yeah.
Not the hue of the purple or anything. But
You know what? We're gonna be done talking about Secret Invasion. I don't want to talk about the show anymore. I'm done. I'm done. I've had too
I mean,
much.
someone's got to talk about it, right? Maybe Feige would appreciate
It's a money
it.
laundering show.
It was.
Just like Paw Patrol.
100%.
This is like Breaking Bad when they got the laundromat. That's what the production of Secret Invasion was. It was just washing dirty money. It's literally like can't convince me otherwise. Let's talk about automatically better because Disney VFX artists are unionizing.
Finally.
Pretty important big stuff right here.
Oh no!
Might actually
Don't
get some
fear
good
Disney
CGI and they'll get paid for it.
Yeah, right.
I never want to see another Quantumania ever again. Ever.
Look,
I saw that in IMAX in 3D. I almost threw up.
yeah, but Ricardo, you watch Secret Invasion. That is the worst CG that they've
He's
ever
got
done.
a point, yeah.
It is bad. Like I'm not lying to you. I love seeing like how they handle muzzle flashes on guns, and if you can tell if it's like, hey, they used a prop one, a real one, or they CG'd. There is blatant like YouTube-looking rips of muzzle fire on some of those guns. I cannot explain it. That show, it's.
I mean, the
Yeah.
CG was bad when you fire like a rocket launcher at a helicopter and nothing happens.
It's true.
And he just floats quite quickly to the ground and then doesn't bounce.
It literally like just turns sideways and goes. Brrr.
It's like 2003 Call of Duty all over again.
Yeah. It's kind of amazing. Now, with this whole workers' union for visual effects, what people need to realize is this isn't like industry-wide. So Disney has in-house, but anybody they outsource to, like if they outsource to, I don't know, Weta Digital, right? They're not under this whole umbrella. Like they would need their own thing. So it's a step, but
I say it's going to set a precedent. They're all going to unionize eventually.
Yeah.
We'll have one big, like the Writers Guild and Actors Guild and all that.
right.
Eventually have one big one. But as it is right now, it's just. Well, it was Marvel, then it was Disney, wasn't it? I know obviously they're the same company, but
Yeah.
the Marvel ones went first and then. Also worth noting that taking a piss out of the Secret Invasion CGI was not a jab at the people that made it. It was a jab at Disney.
Yeah, exactly.
They're the ones that signed off on it and were okay with that. They didn't care about how good it looked or anything. They just pushed it out and
Yeah, like yes, a lot of the visual artists, they literally came out and said like Marvel was like basically sucking us dry. They was like, nah, just do this on to the next project. No breathing room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They thought that She-Hulk joke was just a joke. They meant it.
Yeah. It's
When it was like all that budget went to Wakanda forever. They meant it for real.
legit though.
Yeah, there's a reason why Victoria Alonso left.
That's true.
That was my phone should have been on silent there. That's big
that's
yikes.
Kevin Feige being like, are you talking garbage about Secret Invasion? Do I have to retract that paycheck?
No.
But we gave it like a 3, Feige. Yeah, well, most people gave it a 1, so you got the loot.
Oh, is that how it works? God damn.
Yeah, you just got to bump it up slightly than the medium, so...
So all I've got to do is give Loki a 6 and I'll be IGN.
Perfect.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah. So, yeah, look, the only thing about this is it's good. People are unionizing, working together. It's hopefully going to roll out and be seen in other industries. And sure, some films might take longer to get out, but then at least those people will not work 80-hour weeks and sleep at their job, so...
They'll actually get to see their
AKA
family.
animators.
Yeah.
I can't wait for animators to
Whoa, it's fucking...
Okay, that's got to be the AI, right? That's the AI on Ricardo.
That is
Oh,
100%.
sorry,
right.
that's-
Ricardo's a mile
Actually,
away.
the voice of God. No.
Where did Ricardo
Are you in a
disappear?
hallway or is it just echo?
I'm not gonna lie, I am in the hallway.
Yeah, I thought as well.
Oh, there we go.
That's a distinct sound of stairs. Like, that's
Nah.
what I hear.
Explains it.
Maybe Kevin Feige found out where I live.
Coming to you live from heaven.
Now, like, this whole thing that I want to kind of bring it around to, like, other, like, studios following by example or being followed. I think, honestly, WB, those guys working there need to get on this because they're about to be overworked with that whole new DC overseas
Oh,
expansion. Those guys are never going to see
yeah.
the light of day.
Definitely.
Like, that is going to be a
No,
nightmare.
No,
It's,
no.
oh,
They're probably like allowed to open the windows like for 5 minutes a day. Get a bit of vitamin D.
yeah, a little
Actually,
bit.
they're probably not even at that point now. But it's like, hey, here's some vitamin D tablets. Crack on
Legit,
with
though. Legit. Legit. Crazy.
it. The gamer supplicants, that's what that is.
We're jumping over to talk about the DCU because James Gunn has been talking about, well, ever since he took over the job of being the guy running DC and DC Studios specifically, he's been talking about the bigger picture at hand, which is essentially the continuity. People want to know one thing about it. He's made, ever since last fall when he took over around this time last year, there's been some conflicting reports, but obviously what he said at one point, it's going to change as the universe evolves. He couldn't tell us that The Flash doesn't matter before it came out. It's not going to lead to anything because, again, there was a Flash movie coming out. Exactly. So now he's changed his tune on the continuity. Mitch, how did he clear this up for people?
I mean, personally, for me, I thought it was a really simple, like, clear the air. Going, everything before Creature Commandos isn't canon.
Right.
Everything after Creature Commandos is canon.
Right.
I genuinely don't know how much simpler someone can say that sentence and
So,
what he's meaning.
The only
But
thing
apparently
we're getting,
he needs to.
the only thing we're getting, and this is everywhere, and they need to clear this up, and I think in production eventually they will, or maybe he will soon. It's like, if you're telling us that Peacemaker Season 2 and Waller are continuing off with where they left off, you can't have it be part of the new world. It's a part of the old one. But again, we don't know. Like, for all we know, it's like Peacemaker Season 2 will be a fresh reboot. Because it doesn't make sense that he's going to be the same character from the same universe. Because that literally doesn't make sense then. So,
But as he said, right, because he also goes on a bit more, is events can, and this is purely, he's saying this for Peacemaker. He wants you to watch Peacemaker Season 1 and think of it as the DCU. Events happen the same. Events can have happened the same from the DCEU to the CU, but then one's not canon to the other. So he can come out here with Superman and be like, hey, my dad died in a tornado, He's not talking about Man of Steel, but the same thing happened.
Right.
He's the Peacemaker. He's trying to fudge it in there. Obviously, you got the bit at the end.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be like Peacemaker season 1 happened in its entirety, bar the last bit with Justice League.
Yeah.
That like.
It's like the same thing with
you
Blue
watch.
Beetle.
You'll have a recap at the start of season 2 for season 1. That will be not in there.
Yeah.
Or if he is doing it that way, he can quite easily just do the thing where Peacemaker's the only one that remembers.
Yeah.
Out of all characters, why does Peacemaker remember? Hey, it's
Also,
funny.
probably
Who cares?
do that and have fun with John Cena hamming it up.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Or there's the third option, which is a case of season 1 just doesn't happen. Just ignore season 1. Season 2 is the season 1.
Remember like the original Evil Dead 1 to Evil Dead 2? Evil Dead 2 is a remake of the first film because Raimi and the studio didn't have the rights to the first one. So they just remade and called it Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
So you could technically...
Or look at the Halloween.
Yeah, like, honestly, just do the meta thing. I'm completely down for that. Redo season 1 from a new angle. Just be like, yeah, it's season 2, but it's season 1. What of it? Like, all right. Like, it's...
Well, as people,
like,
just... I don't understand how people are getting confused with that. Oh, this actor is playing the same character. Oh, therefore they must be canon before. Like,
that
no.
I don't get. Like, that's...
No,
that's fine. Like, the actor can play a same or different. It's fine.
Yeah. Like, J.K. Simmons in the MCU trilogy is not J.K. Simmons in the Raimi trilogy.
Exactly.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Look at it from that angle. If you're just outright going, no, it's still canon, you are being purposely obtuse and trying to make it more complicated than it is.
Yeah, they just need to hopefully have this explained simply and get it out the way and then get to it. And the other thing is, like, Creature Commandos, he talked about it, and he confirmed that Rick Flag Sr. is the father to Rick Flag, who we saw in The Suicide Squad. So obviously then Creature Commandos is a prequel by some time, because it would have to be. Like,
well, it depends if Rick Flag is in the DCU.
It's true, I guess. Sure. Exactly. So,
yeah, I think the only way he could have really made it simple if he just outright didn't reference anything.
Yeah.
From if he just didn't even use any like Suicide Squad characters.
Right.
He was obviously going to use Peacemaker again, so he kind of has to. But it doesn't matter. Just go forward.
Yeah, just go with it and see how it rolls out.
You watch. You won't even do a Justice League. You'll do a Crisis and then start again. It'll just do what Marvel's doing with Deadpool. It's like, cool, this is all a thing. Now we're going to smash it together and go forward. Go full thing.
Yeah. Honestly, pretty good. I'm excited to see like how they're just going to tackle this whole bigger picture, because like I genuinely want to know how it's all going to connect to one another, and this whole canon thing. They got a couple years to work it out, right? And it's going to be, honestly, simple in my opinion. Like, Daredevil in the MCU, right? He shows up in She-Hulk. Same with Kingpin. He shows up in Hawkeye. They never directly reference all these things that happen, but the little cues are there, and then the flashbacks and just the same mannerisms are there. So you're like, you could essentially do the same thing, but, you know.
Yeah, it's a reboot, but not.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, all the story, all the things you liked happened. All the things you didn't like didn't happen. Defenders didn't happen. If it did, it was slightly different.
Yeah, exactly. So,
if the story calls for it to be referenced or called upon, we'll talk about it.
Right.
But right now, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Like, also, imagine Peacemaker, season 1 happens, but that last scene, he's trying to convince people, like, no, I totally hung out with the Justice League. And they're like, I'm sorry, but you got really high and you imagined that because this is who Superman is.
You can so easily retcon it and just be like, no, you were actually on some stuff right there and then. That didn't happen.
That's what I would do for that final scene. Because everything else would fit into a new universe besides that. So I would just be like, yeah, it's just this thing doesn't work. And he was really tripping, and that's it. All right.
It's like, oh, by the way, John Cena Peacemaker, those bugs gave off like really high levels of ammonia. You were just off your tits.
It would be perfect. So
yeah. That's why you saw Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller was currently in Flash. You had a really bad nightmare.
The last thing Peacemaker saw was Ezra Miller attacking Hawaii, right?
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
That's all they could say. He's like, I remember Ezra.
And that's why they were all like shadowed out at the end of Peacemaker.
Uh-huh.
Because he's just really high.
Yeah.
Yeah, done.
Perfect story.
There's so many things you can do. People get hung up and being like, oh, but why? It's like, no, just have like an ounce of a thought for half a second and you might come to a conclusion how they can do it.
Right.
Obviously, no one knows exactly what he's going to do. But
yeah.
Just stop and think.
Well, hopefully they clear it up for everybody soon-ish. We'll see with Creature Commandos and then Legacy in a year and a half from now. So,
I mean, let's be honest. He's going to come out here with Superman, explain everything, and then people are still going to complain.
Oh yes, of course.
No one's going to be happy with it.
That's true.
No one wants to be happy with this. Simple as that.
That's a perfect carryover into our final conversation. Nobody wants to be happy besides X-Men fans, who will undoubtedly at first be a little angry, but then happy, because X-Men has officially entered development.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because of course the writer's strike ends and they immediately kickstart. It's like, go, need to work on something.
And also, X-Men makes sense, because think about it. They're looking for writers and pitches right now, and they're expecting to try to close in on more people to give the go-ahead, okay, write us full treatments by January, February. This means that they're looking to start shooting this film probably around the time they're in post-production of Secret Wars. I mean, this film is at least 4 or 5 years away, minimum. Like, they're going to take their time, which, good.
I think we all knew that X-Men was going to be after Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Especially with the announcement, and there was absolutely nothing there.
Yep.
We had 3 phases worth of announcements, and they weren't in one of them.
Every single time we hear more about what's coming after Secret Wars, I'm now convinced it is going to be called the Mutant Saga. Like, it's...
Oh, yeah.
100%.
I think you might get, like, a Wolverine movie before in, like, Phase 6.
Meh.
Just purely because of Deadpool 3, right? There's the whole rumors of we will get the MCU Wolverine in Deadpool 3.
Right, yeah.
It just probably won't be Jackman, but...
Could you imagine if because the rumors are Deadpool or Secret Wars, however it ends, Hugh Jackman will kind of remain in the MCU, they don't prune him, and then there's an MCU Wolverine. Imagine if they were to do like, oh, this Logan, played by Jackman, is going to teach this universe's Wolverine how to do it right this time so he doesn't go through all the screw-ups. It's like, that's
You mean near enough exactly how I said about it before when we talked about
that's what you got to do, right? Like, you've got to do that passing of the torch. It's...
Yeah. Like, Hugh Jackman's the dad, quote, and then you have, like, Laura or Jimmy. They'll probably go for a Logan.
Bring in Daphne Keane, keep her as an older X-23, and give us a younger, like, 17, 18-year-old, like, Logan for him to watch over them. I'd be like, perfect Wolverine
move
movie.
Forward.
It'd be honestly perfect. So, but
the Hugh Jackman Wolverine has to be like, please don't get horny. Or,
I want to get off the steroids, please.
Yeah. Let me be an old
man.
I can't
take the chicken and rice any longer.
It's going to be interesting to see just how they handle their X-Men. The other big rumor is, though, there is no Wolverine on the core team, which is good. That's cool, yeah. He should not be on it.
Lends more credence to Wolverine being a solo film beforehand.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Wolverine alone is $1 billion film franchise, so of course,
100%, yeah.
And the other thing is, we're getting the original proper first class X-Men, like the comic first class.
Yeah, we're getting the original 5.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
You're telling me Cyclops has something to do?
Yeah, Cyclops going to get his due, finally.
I mean, the original 5 Cyclops sucked. Which isn't much different to nowadays.
I was going to say, the best version of Cyclops is the more Magneto one he's become in the last decade, So
the best version of Cyclops is when he's not a Cyclops, he is in fact a terrorist.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Cyclops is just Wonder Bread.
I mean, honestly, they should, to differentiate it, Cyclops in the MCU should be written as somebody that's like, look, yes, Charles, I believe in everything you're saying, but look at Magneto. Like, he's proving us every time. He's so correct. Like, lean into that, because I don't want Cyclops to be a boring Boy Scout like he is when generic team starts out. Like, that's... Ugh.
See, I get why you wouldn't want that, but we've never had that in the movies.
We've never had Cyclops in the movies. So.
They've never done them properly.
True.
Can we just at least do them properly and build into that?
Mm-hmm. I mean, in the first film, Boy Scout, second film, starts to have some doubts because Charles is failing. Third film, he's like, all right, Magneto's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, just take the original 5, but use the personalities of the Bendis time-displaced original 5.
Yes.
Maybe not have Jean out Bobby to his face.
Yeah.
Maybe admit that a little bit, but because that was a choice that Bendis made then. I'm not sure.
I can't wait till Jean Grey takes Iceman to rob DeSantis. Do you know what he is? A filthy mutant. Because they're going to substitute
I thought
real
you were
life.
going to say something else then. I was like, damn.
No, they're going to substitute real life politicians instead of having, Senator Kingsley or whatever his name is from the X-Men. It's just going to be real world now.
Yeah.
Like, you got to hit home with that one.
You telling me the X-Men is going to be woke?
Oh, no!
I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
If they talk about identity politics in X-Men, I'm going to have the worst thumbnails ever. I'm telling you.
I can't wait. Can you imagine how that's going to be?
It's going to be something.
You've already got people showing their asses with, like, they should just make a Clone Wars show. This is woke.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
What?
You mean like this 7 series of show you had over here?
Oh. It's... I don't know, like... Every time I hear something about X-Men, I'm just like, I want them to surprise me. That's what I want, like...
Yeah, I want something different, but at the same time, I want the original 5.
Yeah. It's...
I think...
Also, I don't want Magneto to be the main villain. Mention Magneto,
No, please,
but
no,
please,
please.
no. Like, save him for down the road. Like, we need Sinister, we need Arcade, we need anybody but Magneto at this point.
I think you got to take it right back to basics. The first, because it's going to be after Secret Wars, the team. It's going to jump straight into a world where mutants have always been a thing. That's how they get around it, and just have it be mutants and the Sentinels.
Oh, the Sentinel Project.
Just have it be. Just have a proper Sentinel.
Yeah.
We've had 20 years. We've only we haven't even got Jackman in the suit yet. We've got pictures of it. We haven't got it yet.
Mitch, the closest we've gotten.
Oh, no, is that Feige coming to arrest me? What the hell?
He's coming. You're on him. No,
you stole all my prompts from my AI script.
No.
No,
I was gonna say, I wonder how they're gonna do the World War II stuff between like Magneto and Xavier living for so long.
Well, this is the thing, right? If it's after Secret Wars, you just it's not. I know it's 80 years away, but some guy can physically be alive for that long.
Yeah.
And Magneto can be 100 years old. Cool. It doesn't matter. We've had Steve Rogers be 120.
I was going to say, just establish that certain level mutants have prolonged aging. Just say all Omega level mutants or something. There you go. Done.
Magnetism affects his... they didn't even mention it with Carol, and Carol's in her 60s.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
They literally haven't even mentioned it. No one's even thought about it. It does not matter. He's a Holocaust survivor. He did the thing in the camp. He's here now. He's a young guy, but his hair's just like white. Yep. And that's how you go.
Yeah.
Done.
And people know some mutants age slow, like Wolverine. Nobody questions it. Like, it's never even been brought up. It's just like, he ages. All right. Cool.
Now, if you can go, he's young because healing factor, you can go Magneto's young because magnetism.
Exactly. Done. Yeah.
It's so simple. It's not even it shouldn't even be a debate, but people are going to have it anyway.
So, the way we're looking at this, I mean, definitely coming after Secret Wars, mutants will be all outed. I think you're right. We need to do Sentinels and give us like...
You got to do the Spider-Man treatment, right? You get young kids as well.
Exactly. Oh, 100%. 100%.
Let's not get mid-30s and, I like, in an ironic sense, like Famke Janssen and all that. I can't remember half the cast names.
I love the OG cast, but it was... Yeah.
They're decent actors, but they weren't young enough. B, they weren't those characters.
Exactly. Yep. It's
They need the pep in the step. Whatever the kids say these days.
I don't know what the kids say. Gotta go look up them sayings.
I thought you were gonna say gotta go fast. I can't. Gotta go fast.
No, these X-Men be bussin'. For show. I don't know what any of that means.
Bobby got a bussy, I tell you that.
I don't know any of this, man. I'm like Professor X and Magneto. What are these dang children talking about these days? I'm just trying to fight a war over here.
Professor X would know all this slang because he reads the minds. Yeah. Just get Patrick Stewart coming out here.
Hey, I'm sorry, Eric. I can't hear you over the sound of me getting all that whap. What did you just say? This is what I'm using Cerebro for, Eric. Get out of here.
Oh, no.
Man.
Also, do Krakoa. Let's not do a school. Do Krakoa.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yup. On.
No, it would strip it down a bit. Don't do the whole resurrection thing.
Yeah.
That's cool for comics and maybe later down the line in the movies. Like straight off the bat, we don't need that.
No.
It would make sense too, because you don't have to have the whole school of Xavier.
Right.
Like, the mutants were there all along, but they were just chilling on an island getting horny.
Well, just think about it. What if, like, Xavier, right? He has an island, and he's like, oh, no, this is a private retreat. This is where I invite special students. And everybody's like, cool, it's a safe island. That island in the middle of the ocean is just a distraction to the real one, right? Like Krakoa. Like, that would be a really interesting angle to take on it. Like,
just have, like, Moira be the one that found the island.
Yes.
Just have the whole Moira twist right off the bat.
Bro, that would be so good. Oh, that would be so good.
As long as there's no Hickman, man.
How get off this slander, man.
Bro.
If I hear 2 + 2 = a billion quantumanium, whatever, I'm gonna be so mad.
Look, just admit you ain't smart enough for Hickman. It's okay.
See, this is the thing.
I don't want to be smart enough for Hickman.
That's what a dumb person.
You don't realize what's happening right now, but Hickman has been writing everything Foxmen, including Legion, and it's going to be the big reveal. It all led to this reveal of Moira.
How dare you accuse Hickman of writing Legion?
Look, the first 2 seasons... No, okay, the first season is really good. After that, it loses itself.
Maybe Hickman wrote the first season. He did not. He was not there. Like the whole Krakoa arc, right? He wrote the first bit. He wasn't there afterwards.
Don't put the blame on him.
No, it went down. He left.
Yep. Well, yeah. So X-Men are coming. We're clearly excited. It's been the longest topic on this show, and genuinely excited to see what they bring to it. Because, second part. I guess this is kind of like another topic. I'll just annotate it in there. The MCU Burnout, right? Can we just...
Oh, it's real. It's real.
I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I see it.
I'm kind of feeling it.
I do see it, because I felt it myself. But at the same time, the moment... And this is proof from last year, when we saw those images, early images of some of the leaks, and then this year we get Hugh Jackman in the suit. Suddenly, everybody's talking about it again. When you see the X-Men, when you see the Secret Wars trailer... Everybody's returning. I think there's just a little burnout because the quality's been inconsistent and we got overloaded for 2.5 years. Like, that's the problem, So
I think,
bro, we literally got like 1,000 projects in like 1 year.
Yeah, it's too much,
I think there was not enough familiarity with what's going on. It's just like, hey, we've done the thing now. Everything's going to be new again with a little sprinkling of the old stuff. It's like, no, you needed more the old guard as opposed to the new. Yeah,
because like Doctor Strange did well. Same with Thor. Like these older ones are carrying over. But remember, these older ones started at the same level as the new stuff. So like once it catches up, once people watch, I don't know, whatever, the new Captain America 4, right? Brave New World, and they see some of these newer characters, they're gonna be like, okay, like. It's going to carry over, but so the burnout for now is real, but I felt the burnout everywhere. Like, people know how much I love science fiction and stuff. My dad and I have barely caught up on, like, the last 2 years of new sci-fi shows, because we're just burnt out because there was too much. Like, it's...
Yeah, sci-fi's been everywhere.
It's kind of like I'm feeling that everywhere, so I do hope that, honestly, Marvel can understand there is burnout and slow it down a bit and...
I think with the Marvel had the unfortunate perfect storm, right? You had COVID, so you had the good fortune at the time of Endgame came out, and then you had nothing, right? Because you couldn't have anything because nowhere was open. There was no streaming services yet. But then you had Bob Chapek in charge of everything, who wanted everything all at once.
Right.
It's like, no, we need to flood the market with shows and have the movies and all this sort of stuff. Everything's got to be a crossover because a crossover makes money. Right. I think now that I don't think Bob Iger's any better at this point.
No.
Not after these strikes. He's like, he's lifted his skin off and it's Bob Chapek underneath it. But I think you're going to get a slowdown in just shows in general. Because I don't think Feige's stupid, right? I think he knows that there was too much.
He's literally one of the best businessmen in history of Hollywood. If you just look at everything he's been able to pull off, so
yeah, Kevin Feige, like every time they ask him in the interview, he's like, "Yeah, it's kind of too much," but he's like, "It's not my fault."
Yeah,
it's that guy. He's no longer here. It's fine. I had the power back. Yeah, I think you're going to get a slowdown, and especially at least a slowdown on newer characters.
Yeah.
Right? Obviously, the ones in production are going to come out. I think that's why stuff like Echo is going to get just dumped in one day, right? It's like, just get them out of the way quick. No. We don't think it's bad, but just get stuff like Echo out, and then we'll go back to how it was.
Yeah, you got to drop a film, wait a couple weeks, drop a series, couple months after that, another film, so we miss it. It's like, I
think even that's too much.
Honestly, it might be, especially when you're going to have Daredevil that's going to be longer than most, right? So
I guarantee you Daredevil's 3 seasons.
Oh, yeah.
I bet you that's not... I bet that 18 episodes is not going to be 1 season. No chance.
I could see it, honestly, chop it up a bunch, into parts.
Yeah, unless they just come out here like, hey, we're going to make 8 episodes and then,
Right.
Like, we can test how much we can get away with in the season.
Because
that's what else I think the problem is as well. Every show started to feel the same because every show was 6 episodes. Every show had the same, do nothing for 3.
I was going to say...
We'll have 1 episode pop off in the middle, and then the 2 is always a letdown.
It was literally the Marvel Netflix formula again, where episodes 6 through 9 were recap why you're hurt and retell us what the finale's going to be. Like, they did...
Here's an episode for Claire.
Yeah, they hit that spot on with these shows as well, too formulaic. So they should honestly play. It's like, if a show needs to be 4 episodes, fine. If it needs 7, fine. If it needs 12, okay. But, like, don't artificially make them all 6, because, like, Secret Invasion could have been goddamn a episode. It could have been a special. Like,
so, to be honest, I think Star Wars has proven that 8 episodes is the sweet spot.
True.
Like, you have 2 for setup, 2 for whatever, 2 for the end. Like, it just works.
It does.
Like, even with Ahsoka, everyone was like, what was it, 6 episodes? Oh, it was 8? Well, I thought there was only 6. Like, no. You got the MCU brain rot going on there. It's 8 episodes.
I like how you said
could have helped Miss Marvel a lot.
Oh, I like Miss Marvel though. That was still way better than had any right to be.
Yeah, but it had like the worst.
That villain thing.
It did. The clandestine were god awful.
I don't remember the villain's name.
You actually remembered the name. I'm impressed.
I forced myself to remember the clandestine. Yes.
The AI prompt told me it was the clandestine.
Oh, it's something. So we'll see what happens with the MCU, how much burnout is in effect. Because believe you and me, the next Avengers film is making over $2 billion. I'm telling you right now. It's...
See,
if Spider-Man can do it...
nostalgia is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
I want to see Tobey Maguire and Hugh Jackman, like, fight each other, like, one time.
I mean, if they have Maguire and Jackman as, like, the leads of, like, Secret Wars of Kang Dynasty, then absolutely, yeah. I can see it, but...
Andrew Garfield comes back, he was like, I literally killed everybody on my planet.
And surprise me. But I think the way the box office is going right now, I know we just had Barbie and Oppenheimer make $1 billion each, near enough, coming out at the exact same time, but... I don't know.
I suppose we shall see, because, like, because think about it, it's Avengers. The moment they show one of the classics returning and it's a variant, whatever.
Oh, they'll have, like, Jackman, Maguire, and Downey next to each other. Yeah. Which I will cry. I'll just say it right
Honestly,
now.
they don't even need they don't even need to show like Robert Downey Jr. All they need to do is have Hugh Jackman and Toby standing there, and like Sam Wilson goes, "Tony," and you hear that little Iron Man tune. That's $1 billion in ticket sales the moment they go on sale. Like it's you know it'll be back. They'll rebound. Obviously, right now, a lot of studios have had hard times, but, like, people point out, like, the MCU's bombed. I'm like, bro, Doctor Strange and Thor each made close to $800 million. One over, one slightly under. Like, come on.
I mean, people don't know what a bomb is compared with the MCU, you know. You
True.
Go to Eternals versus Shang-Chi, there's only a 30k difference, and one's a bomb, one's a massive hit. Like,
despite both being successful, yeah. It's crazy, but it is what it is. So
I'm gonna clip that, and every time you badmouth Eternals in the group, I'm just gonna post it.
How am I supposed to keep working my kayfabe gimmick? Damn it! This is my gimmick. I work. Well, I suppose now I don't have to say Eternals is the worst thing ever because Secret Invasion Secret Invasion literally is. It's the worst.
You know what? We can actually finally agree on that. Yeah.
It's the worst.
Secret Invasion is by far the worst.
I got to bump Guardians 2 up slightly now. Crazy.
Yeah, it's no longer.
I haven't updated in like a project or two, so I'm gonna have to. Yeah. Yep. Well,
the Secret Invasion is so bad it's made Guardians the best trilogy in the MCU.
I just hate
That's how
Quantumania.
bad it was. Oh, Quantumania.
I hate that movie so much. That movie.
People are going to start thinking Ricardo's a soundbite on this. All he said is Quantumania.
Quantumania bad.
Bro, I know lie. I remember leaving the theater. I was like, man, maybe I hate the MCU now. Maybe it's over.
I don't know how you could think that when MODOK was in it. He was so good.
He should have died.
He shouldn't have died, no.
Ricardo about to put out a solo video, 7 hours and 43 minutes. Quantumania bad. Thumbnail.
I'm about to do my own solo commentary. And I was like, I see the MCU logo. I'm like, this is terrible. I can't believe it.
For the thumbnail of your video, I just want Scott Lang's face, and across the eyes it says, "Hurt me." And I want you to open with a Johnny Cash rendition of it, just singing. I hurt myself with Quantumania. Just do it. Do it, Ricardo. Damn movie. Well, I suppose that's going to end the show, everybody. So, thank you for joining us. We hit an hour today, I believe, so it's been a good show. Yeah. Everybody have a good weekend. Go play and watch and do things. Whatever you're going to do, go do it. And just avoid Secret Invasion at all costs, please. I beg of you.
Yeah.
Garbage.
Just watch Loki.
Watch
At least
Loki.
Loki's got a good episode so far.
It does. Go watch our audio commentary. It's out. Go.
Yeah, go watch
Get on it.
Go watch my Ahsoka review with Jared whenever that's
that too. That should be out before this podcast. I'll make sure it's one of the recommended videos. There we go.
Don't even watch Quantumania, because if you watch Quantumania, you'll find out how bad King was. It's like night and day between this and Loki.
Dude, in Loki, he just says
because
nothing.
It was a Kang.
A Kang. He was just a lame Kang.
They might have said it was Kang the Conqueror, but it was a Kang the Conqueror. It's fine.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, later, everybody.